Now I wish that you could swear in the first 30 seconds of your YouTube videos without them getting demonetized, but unfortunately, that isn't the case, so we're just gonna have to wait until that point so that words can accurately convey my thoughts about this album. We'll give it a few seconds past it, just to be safe. Okay, this album is fucking atrocious. I had food poisoning a couple weeks ago, and I spent 1 or 2 hours shitting and puking out everything in my gut until there was nothing left. And I would still give that experience a higher rating than this album. Locked Up, whack. TUTU, whack. GOOBA, first okay one on the album. Wait, second and last okay one on the album. Charlie, whack. TROLLZ, whack. NINI, whack. PUNANI, whack. I think you guys get the point already. If you couldn't tell already, this won't be a serious review because this album does not deserve that. But if you want at least a semi-serious reaction / review of this project, you can watch my reaction on my second channel, CDTV. Yes, that's always been me on CDTV.
I didn't kill my twin and replace him to take the ad revenue from both channels. I would never.
Now, when I first heard this album, I was thinking, you know what? 6ix9ine's actually pretty generous here. He's quite a giving guy. Let's give it up for 6ix9ine. Giving me a full album's worth of worst songs of the year contenders, that's gonna make the list so easy to compile, thank you. Then I remembered that I only include songs that charted on the Hot 100 on my worst songs of the year lists, and again, this album became useless to me. This man has completely dropped any semblance of traits that made him interesting. How can everything on here sound so clean, so manufactured, so polished, and still sound like parody music? PUNANI genuinely sounds like a meme song made by a YouTuber. He just drops awful, ear-scratching auto-tune tracks for the most part now, and that is horrendous to listen to. And the shouting tracks are getting boring because of him recycling lyrics and flows, and just generally being an incredibly lazy artist. It's not only that though. A lot of how awful this sounds probably comes from 6ix9ine losing a lot of connections, because no one really wants to work with him anymore. When I think about most of the 6ix9ine songs that I find listenable, perhaps even enjoyable, one thing that most of them do have in common is a big name feature. Now he struggles to scrape up big name features, unless of course we're talking about the sexual offender defender Nicki Minaj, and Akon. For some reason. And he's probably lost access to the talented producers that worked on his last album as well, so even that is gone too. What does this album have? What does this have going for it? Is this better than a 1 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10? Because I don't think so. 6ix9ine needs those connections because he tries so little with his writing, and even with his delivery now, that he can't be saved by anything else. Don't save him, he don't wanna be saved. Don't save him, he don't wanna be saved. While we're on the subject of his writing, if you thought 6ix9ine didn't care about his lyrics before, well, this album will show you that you can always go lower. And to prove that point, let's get into the segment that I'm gonna call the not so lyrical miracle corner. Yeah, for the sake of being able to actually read these, I'm gonna be replacing the N-word with neighbor. They wanna rap like this, they wanna talk like this, they wanna walk like this, they wanna look like this, they wanna be like this, they wanna bop like this, they wanna chart like this. Neighbors, suck my dick. They wanna chart like this? I don't see anyone really dreaming that they sold 11k in the second week of their album being out. She wanna take ecstasy pills. She wanna take ecstasy pills. She wanna have sex with me for real. She wanna have sex with me for real. My girlfriend actually pointed out that that line sounds like something that a 14-year-old would send in a group chat when they think a girl is into them. And that's so accurate. Are you ready for this one? I know 100 little neighbors that'll really hunt a little neighbor, hurt a little neighbor, use a little bummy little neighbor, dirty little neighbor, use a little bummy little neighbor, ugly ass neighbor. These are very bold lyrics coming from someone that isn't black. I can't speak Spanish, but I assume the lyrics on YAYA are cheeks too. Rocket in me pocket like Kim Jong-un. Leave him in a coma like Kim Jong-un. Body operation like Kardashian. Download me new game now. 6ix9ine run. Yes, that game exists. This man's out here dropping plugs in his rap music like he's Jake Paul, like, buy that, 6ix9ine runner, buy that, 6ix9ine runner. Honestly, I take 6ix9ine's music about as serious as Jake Paul's right now. That was just some examples, but believe me, the writing is this lazy on all 13 tracks on Tattletales. The lyrics, whack. The delivery, whack. The auto-tune, whack. Even some of the production, whack. And now let's address the rainbow-haired elephant in the room. You're out here making fun of people's sales on Instagram constantly, as if you haven't just went from 66k first week to 55k first week when your previous album dropped on a Wednesday, so it only had 2 days counted towards its sales, and this one had all 7. Your last album outsold this one in 2 days. Now I have seen people say, oh, what's the point you're making there? He sold better than himself, so what? That's good for him. It's not really. Because when you're someone like 6ix9ine, declining sales after you have the massive event of just getting out of prison surrounding your name is an awful thing for you. His sales should be skyrocketing right now, not going down. You get all these views on YouTube, but these are your first week sales? This man has to be viewbotting, I swear. Like bro, Post Malone has sold more than you in the 53rd week of his album being out, while yours is just on its 2nd. I swear this man's next album is gonna do Blueface numbers. Maybe at most it'll do like 4 Smoke Perps. Now yeah, 55k sales is still tens of thousands of copies, but you have to consider the context here. People are losing interest in 6ix9ine already, and that is terrible for him because as Nicki Minaj says on TROLLZ, his whole business model is they keep hating, but still watching. His whole gimmick is you hate me, he hates me, his mother hates me, everybody hates me, but I'm still popping. And because he has this gimmick, he feels like he doesn't need to try at all with his music because the controversy will keep him afloat. But when you make music this shitty, it's gonna catch up with you and people are just not gonna care anymore. And then all you are is a gimmick. Gunna warned us about this. Now, if you have a low enough IQ to qualify for 6ix9ine stan base, you might be saying,
well, CDTV, you care about this album, you're talking about it right now.
And that's a fair point, but actually, no it's not, because you're completely wrong. I think this will make for an entertaining video, and I think my audience will enjoy it. And I can warn people that even if they are morbidly curious, this album is probably not worth checking out. You don't have to cook up some reason that isn't there, that's why I'm making this video. And once I'm finished with this one, I'm gonna completely forget about this album until it comes time to make my 10 worst albums of the year list. This video isn't just a review, it's not really even a review to be honest. It's a warning. I can't tell you not to listen to the album because then I would have weaker grounds for fair use here. But what I can say is just take everything I've said here into consideration before deciding if you want to listen to it or not. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to this album. I'm just saying that I wouldn't recommend this shit tier project to anyone for as long as I live, and it's absolutely atrocious, and if one day all the files got deleted off of streaming services somehow, the world would have lost nothing and probably would have actually gained quite a bit. Thank you for watching, guys.
Pop like this. Everybody want my swag.